This week on SV Lynx. Welcome to this week's SV Lynx video. Last week, as you remember, we got the port side daggerboard casings and sole in. So that allows us to get a lot more work done in both the hulls this week.
Yeah, so Brian and I are going to be hard at that, but I wanted to talk about something that we got, which is a little bit of bad news in the last week or so. If you recall, in a previous episode, I talked about the fact that we'd found an electric outboard for our dinghy that was perfect for us. It was a brand new one made by Zerojet, but unfortunately they delayed it, and they delayed it into this year, and so I waited, and eventually this year, I've now contacted Zerojet, and they have put their entire outboard idea on the back burner, and it's a direct quote from them. Reading between the lines, that basically means we're not going to be able to get that electric outboard that we wanted so much, sadly for us. So that means that we have to go to something else. And there are no diesel outboards in the 25 to 30 horsepower range, certainly nothing that from a brand name that we would want to buy. So diesels are out. And electrics, there are no other electric motors powerful enough that run at 48 volts DC. There are some that run at 96, but we don't want to be running a voltage in our dinghy, which is going to be very wet at times, that is dangerous to human beings. And so we can't really go to a 96 volt. So that is unfortunately eliminates our higher speed motor from being electric. We still have our e-propulsion motor that we have, which is a slower speed, lighter outboard, and we'll still be using that. But we're going to have to go to what's left. What's left is gas. And so we're going to go back to gas. The problem isn't so much the gas outboard. It's the storage of extra gas on board the main boat that I don't like. Because that's very flammable stuff, and fumes from it are heavier than the air, so they sink to the bottom of a compartment. If there's a spark, you get a fire or explosion even. So I'm not a big fan of storing lots of gasoline on the main boat, since fire is our biggest worry on our boat. So what we figured out is there are these external metal, aluminum, cases that you can put jerry cans in. And we're going to mount 2 of those on the stern panels out by the sugar scoop area on the boat. And we'll have an electric pump that can pump the fuel from them into the dinghy there, so we don't have to get them out. We can just put the pump in and pump the gas from there into the dinghy, so refill the dinghy from those 2 jerry cans. So that gives us a little extra fuel. It's also outdoors, meaning it's outside the boat, where if there are any fumes, they're just dissipate into the air and not collect in the bottom of a compartment somewhere. And they're out of the way on the sugar scoops. They're yet close to where the dinghy fills up. So that's our plan, and we'll show you more about that as we build that in. But we're not ruling out getting an electric outboard in the future, which is another reason I don't want to build built-in gas storage in the boat, because I need it in the future. If I ever switch to an electric outboard, we can take those jerry can mounts off the back stern and go to the electric. So it leaves our options open into the future, because Zerojet didn't say that they're never going to make it. They just said it's on the back burner. So we're looking into outboards, but I'm leaning towards the Tohatsu 30 horsepower. Our Inmar rib that we have has a maximum of a 30 horsepower motor. And so that one just works out. It's one of the lightest in the 30 horsepower range. And it has a lot of great features to it. So we'll probably go with the Tohatsu. Anyway, if anybody wants to put any comments about outboard stuff there, since we're still making that decision, feel free. But let's get on over to the lot and down into the hulls to get some work done. See you there. It's Monday morning, and Brian and I have been in here sanding and cleaning up this new sole on the port side, and we've been cutting our custom pieces that go around the daggerboard casing and the little pieces that go at the ends. And we're going to try to put that all in right now. So first thing we're going to do is glue in the two end pieces in these. While I'm doing that, Brian is currently mixing, but he's going to mix a second batch that we're going to put a cove around the whole outside. And then while I'm smoothing that out, he's going to go mix another batch of thin, and we're going to put all the glass in around this and all the way around this whole thing and all the way around the step as well. So it's quite the extravaganza, but we've done it once before. We know what it's like. And I don't think it'll take us more than maybe an hour to get it all done. At least I hope. So we're going to find out in just a minute here. Foxy, let's get to work. Okay, so we got those pieces in, the end pieces in, and we've got a cove around the whole thing. So Brian's out mixing thin again right now, and as soon as he gets here, we're going to put the two tabs on and the fuel ply and call this a done job. Now for the step. Yay! That's a big job. I'm tired. It's another Christmas in May. We've got our packages came in, and what we've got here is some G10. Now this is special G10. They're all special, I suppose, but this one is particularly special. Put these ones aside. These are a different use. What this is, it's going to be the Bow Sprit fin that sits out there. That has a bunch of slots in it. Here, I'll show you a picture up here. And this gets inserted into the prodder, and this becomes our place where we attach different things, like the Bow Sprit has an attachment up there for the screecher, for example. Also, lines that go down to support the Bow Sprit down to the hulls, possibly other things, whatever sails that we want to attach up here. So this is where they go into. So we're going to have to cut this into a special shape. This is bigger than it needs to be slightly, and we have to cut oval slots into this whole thing. So that should be fun. But we'll be getting to that. And I forgot to mention what this is. These three pieces get glued together into one big, thick piece of G10. And what this does is it supports the seagull striker that's going to come on the forebeam from either side of it. And this is the center post of the seagull striker. So they don't sell this G10 quite this thick. And so we just got three pieces to give us the width that we're supposed to be at, and that becomes that piece. Again, I'll show you a picture right here. And there you have it. So more G10. Stuff is not cheap. This was about, let's see, $450 worth for these four pieces. It's not the last G10 we have to buy. We have to get a bunch of supports. I have some, but we have additional supports that we need under all the cleats, under various line organizers up on the cabin top. So several more pieces that I need to get, but not too many. Probably another 10 pieces, I would say. This morning I'm in here test fitting some little shelves that we're putting in. They're going to go up and down here. Leave room for the barn door to go behind. Okay. But I want to talk about something else. As we've been working on these various showers and heads and reconfiguring them, it's gone through so many changes. And this side of the hull, the starboard side, is set. We have our toilet where I'm standing, we have our sink over there, and some shelving here, some cupboards underneath, all great. We really worked out nicely over here. And then on the other side, here's where I have a shower, and we're busy right now working on the cupboard at the end of the shower there. But this is a nice big shower. It's goes way out over here, it's plenty long, so it's a nice big shower. And our issue is that over on the other side, and yes, I get to use my new stair today. It's look, I have a step. Oh, that's so nice. Okay, over here we were going to have a shower that was right in front of this daggerboard casing, and then there's a head on each side. These are ensuite heads, which means you can access them from the cabin here into this one without coming out in the common area. and from that cabin back there into this here, and then there would be a door. So there'd be a door in this panel right here that goes into that little fairly small shower. The problem is that it's very tight in here with the toilet, the sink, and the shower is very tight in here. So you end up with very tight things completely. So now what we're thinking about doing is putting a wall in the center right here where this one's standing right now. Moving this wall out of here. And it would go way back there. And now you end up with a much larger head area. The sink can now move over here with our medicine cabinet and mirror right in front of it again. The toilet has lots of room now over there, and you have lots of room in between those. Just like on the other side, what we're losing here is a shower, because we would make the other side here also a toilet and sink, and just eliminate the shower completely. And that means that we only have, one shower on board. But there's a lot of advantages to that for us. One, it's a large shower versus this really tiny one we have over here. Second thing is that the shower on that side is right by the water heater. It's over where the diesel engine is, where the water heater is, where this side, we have to bring the hot water all the way over here and waste water waiting for it to get hot and those kinds of things. We eliminate some walls. We were short one of these really big walls, but we no longer need, because before there would have been one here, one on each side of the shower, and then the one over there. That's 4, but we have 3 right now. But now this one goes in the center, and this one and this one over here go on the ends, and so we're all set as far as that goes. We will create 2 little short walls that bond right to this to support the sides of the hull. And we get nice big bathrooms now, and they're still en suite. You still will be able to close the door. The door is going to be, you can see it right here, it's a door opening. This door closes, and the door into the bathroom is inside of the cabin. So your toilet and sink are accessible from the cabin. Same thing on this side. Again, the nice part is here is that you get big bathrooms. So better access for the sink, better access for the toilet. More storage, and the downside is we end up with 1 shower. But since we made this a common area shower already over here, the door into this cabin is here, and so when somebody's sleeping in that cabin and the door's closed, you still have access to use the big shower here. And so it doesn't matter if the cabins are being used, the shower is still always available. And the only downside is when you come out of the shower, you're going to be going into a common area, but that's why we're putting this big closet in here, so you can hang robes and towels and clothing, whatever you want, inside of there while you shower, and then open it up and get dressed in here before you have to go out. So meanwhile, I'm going to work on these little shelves that we're putting up in here next to the toilet. And we had to have them anyway because we need the barn door goes back there, and this plumbing that comes up right along the side of here up to the top for filling the diesel tank. So we needed to protect those tubes anyway, so this works out. All right, so I'm going to go drill those holes for those tanks. So once again, we're customizing the port side, so taking a lot of reconfiguring of these walls. We spent most of the morning measuring and cutting 3 of the sideways support walls, which you'll see in just a minute when we walk this one in. Once these are in place, then we'll work on the center wall that goes across and down the whole center of the area. And we're going to reconfigure all that as well, because we're changing where all the doors work and many things. Let's go this way. So our laser shows that this is perfect on there, and the top is very good, and that curve section down in here is just fine. So this one's ready to go in, and we already have this side over here ready. This is the one that now goes against the daggerboard casing. We had to add a little piece along the bottom down there, but other than that, that one now fits in there properly. And over here, still got a little work to go here. We've got a piece that goes here, so that little piece will go up in there. And then the only thing we have to do on this one, we just pull the peel ply off and cut it back to the point where we're putting our beveled corner on, because we don't want a hard 90 here, so we're putting beveled corners on. See, over on this one here, we already put the bevel on this one, we cut it, and the wall will have the opposite bevel over here, and then there'll just be a straight piece that goes in between. So we got our laser here. We can see this is where the bevel would start, right here across. And to get this straight up and down, we would need to cut right along that green line right there. So that's what we're going to go do. We're going to cut this off at that line to straighten this up, and then we'll pull the peel ply at the same time. Presto changeo, we've got the peel ply off of here, and we've got this bevel to the right spot here. So this one's ready to go. So we have 3 walls, and so next up is going to be to get the huge piece out that goes on the side of these 3 walls and figure out where we need to cut the doors in, which is going to be, one door is going to be here, and one door is going to be down there. We reconfigured these again. We're changing where the wall goes in the hallway too. We're going to line it up at this bulkhead right here, which means that our hatch is wrong, but it's a dry compartment underneath of it, so we're just going to move it over a little bit. Not a big problem. It's all foam and epoxy, easy to fix. So that allows us to put the door here. And why do we want to put the door there? Because the washing machine is here, and when this cabin is closed for somebody sleeping or whatever, and somebody wants to use the washing machine, it'll be out in the hallway this way. Also, by moving the door to here, where my edge of my foot is there, it leaves room for this door to be right here. And this door is going to swing out this direction so that you can enter the bathroom this way, and then just pull the door in behind you, like so. We've cut the hallway panel here, and so this is where it goes. It goes flush along up here, and then this turns in here. One thing we're going to do differently here is I'm going to take this all the way out to the wall, and then I'm just going to put a little strip down the side here for the door to butt up against, but this will be where the door reaches. This gives us the maximum width opening that we can get walking through here, where if I continued this down, we're going to lose that distance, and I'd rather have this go all the way out to the wall. So we'll just put a very, very, very thin strip down the wall that allows the door to come up and backstop into that, and then we'll put the latch from the door handle right into this panel on that. So that'll give us the max width there. And then the door over here, it's going to be just about where that ends right there, and the door will go across to match up with this right there. And so it'll do the same thing. There'll be a little strip down here to give the door something to land against. So that gives us our maximum. And then this is the size of the toilet area now. And we have decided to kind of do something that I don't like, which is we're making these a wet head. And normally I would never do that. I prefer a separate shower in the boat instead of a wet head. But let me explain why we're doing this. Because we don't intend to use this wet head as a shower. It can be used as a shower if we had to. Let's say there was something wrong with the plumbing, or just the gray water tank on that side of the boat was full and we couldn't dump out where we were and we had to shower somewhere else. In any kind of an emergency like that, you could shower inside of
this wet head. But 99% of the time, we're going to use the big shower over in the starboard side, and everybody's going to use that shower because it's much larger. It's this full size of this area that I'm in right now, but on the other side of the boat. Over here is where there's going to be the sink and counter over here, and the mirror and medicine chest up on here. And there's going to be a handheld shower head that can pull up and out of where the sink is and use the sink controls to activate this. And I'm just going to make it so that there's two things. There's one is some kind of a mount up here that you can stick that onto if you want to use it as a shower right here as a wet head. The other advantage is that if you're in really rough seas, you can take that, sit down on the toilet over here, and still shower with the handheld. And so, although I don't like wet heads, there are times when being able to sit down on that toilet in a rocking situation that you want to not be standing, that you could use it, or in an emergency where the other shower is somehow not available to be used. You could use this as a wet head if you wanted. But again, most of the time, dry. Brian's working on the other side of the cupboard that goes in the shower, and just cleaning it up. We already filled it in. And while he's doing that, I'm going to work on getting the edges of the doors cleaned up. Okay, so we got all those cleaned up and beveled, ready to go into the boat. And we will take tomorrow off. It's going to be hot anyway, but it's our normal day off on Thursday. Friday's going to cool way down, and down to low 70s or that in Celsius. And we're going to do all the gluing of all the stuff we prepped today, all those walls into the port side, and including the big hallway wall, and the cupboards that are going into the starboard side head over there. So, and the cupboards in the shower too. We're going to glue all of that in on Friday. It's Friday, and it's epoxy day today. So what we're going to be doing is gluing in these three walls, the end piece, the centerpiece, and the other end piece over here. Start with this one. We're going to do them one at a time because we got a little bit of fiddling to do with them to get them level and such. So we don't want to mix up too much epoxy. So we'll mix this one up, and then we just got a bunch of lines down here that we'll place them on. Lines. This is just for glue, to put the glue down. Once the glue's on there, we're not going to bother with the lines. We just use the levels to get it completely straight up and down and in that kind of position. But the lines help us with the glue. So we've got those drawn for all of these. And tomorrow, we'll see if this sets up enough. I could glue this big wall in that goes down the center here today as well. It's ready to go. It's just whether these are set up enough to do it. If not, we'll do that tomorrow morning. So getting all the walls in. Certainly by tomorrow, all the walls for the port side heads should be in place, and then we can start considering cupboards and things. Now, we do have a piece that we have to put to seal up this hole right here between the daggerboard casing and the wall of the side of the hull here. And we need that not just to seal this up, but also just to support the outside of the hull, because you see right here, this is the support right here. And there used to be a wall here and a wall over here that supported that hull on the outside, but we've gotten rid of those. So instead, we're going to build these short walls that glue to this casing, and those will support the 2 spots in the hull that we're supposed to have that support to begin with. So that's the plan, and Brian's already mixing, so I'm going to get to cleaning. Okay, do it. Very level up and down right now. Either the top has to go this way. Ooh, it can. That'd be good. 0 and 0. Time for the third wall. Middle one. We left the middle for last, so we don't have to walk past it while we're doing the others, so we don't bump it now. Still looks square. And that's square. All right, I'm gonna, other than some cleanup, I'm not going to mess with its position anymore. Okay, we did it. Wall number 3 is in. All level everywhere. Time for lunch, and then we'll see how well it's set up. If not, tomorrow. If it's fed up pretty well, we might put this big one in. Time to get this wall in. I think I'll start with the ceiling. Well, I'm not stepping in it while I'm putting epoxy here. So this wall is not 100% set up, but it's enough that it's not going to move while we do this, and that was good enough. Now for the floor. Now's when I start stepping in it. Or not, if I hope. Actually, I should do that, and then I should not put it here yet. I should do this. I think that's where it goes, because it's just barely clearing both of them. We have it. So there's the hallway wall in. We've picked up these hatches so that it doesn't by accident glue to the top of those hatches because it's really close down there. But all set in here. That's the size of our doorway. Plenty good. Okay. Well, that was the goal of the day today, was get these 4 walls in. So we'll move on to some other bonus things. It's normal crew Saturday. That's because our extra help had a little medical problem. Not a big deal, but unable to work today. So it's back to just Brian and I for today, but that's okay because we got a lot of stuff that we're pre-prepped and got ready to go. This is the little wall that's going to glue to the side of this daggerboard casing and support the outer deck. So that's ready to go on. And then right in front of us here is where we're going to put the corner on. We've got these 2 corner pieces. We've got to fill the edge of this wall right here. And then down on this side, doing the same thing. We've got this piece ready to go against there, and we've got these corner pieces, this one right here and this one over there, ready to go wrap around this corner. And we've got to fill this edge as well. So lots of things to do. So I've got Brian mixing up a maximum batch of epoxy, and we're going to get, that won't do it, but it'll get us pretty far. And we'll get to work on gluing all this stuff in. So we've got our beveled corner here, and then we've got it going straight for just a short bit. That's so that when the door closes, there's somewhere for the latch to be in. We can't have it on this bevel, that wouldn't have worked. So this is actually where the latch is going to be, a deeper spot right there. And then we're going to Dremel out a spot for the latch to go into right there. But we still got to fill this whole side and this whole side here, and we got the whole second head that we have to go do. So we're going to need 2 more full batches, I think, to get this all done right now. But the temperatures are really cool, so no problem working with maximum batches, and it's going together very well. Of course, we've already got that wall in over there too. That's better. We're almost there. We've got the corners in, and we've got both walls in, and we've got these edges filled on 3 of them, but we ran out of epoxy for this one right here, and then there's just a little bit more clean up at the bottom here. So Brian's going to mix me up 1 more batch, and about half of our maximum mat size, and that should clean up the rest of this. And these walls will be complete, all done.
So as you saw, this week we got a lot of work done on the head and shower walls and started to work on some of the cabinetry.
Yeah, that's coming along, and that's some of the last major building and construction to go on this boat. Now we still got to do the cabins, but there's really just the bed supports left to go in there, and very little, a little bit, but very little bit of cabinetry left. So we are getting towards the tail end of the green construction, which means that next week we get to start something different. Now we've done a little fairing, particularly on the cockpit ceiling, but we are going to be going into fairing, sanding, and even primer painting big time. And we're going to start getting this boat turning from a green boat into a white boat. And that's exciting stuff for us because that means we're getting towards painting. And painting is the final of the boat when it starts to really come together. Now, there's a lot of other little things we're going to do along the way. So we'll space it out. We're going to do a little fairing and sanding, each day, and then some other job as well on there to progress, everything along towards the end. But it is sort of a new phase for us, and I'm hoping that in the next 6 weeks, maybe, that we're going to fair sand and primer the entire inside of the cockpit and salon. So the whole interior of the upper portion of the boat. We won't be down in the holes yet because we're still constructing cabinetry down there and the beds and such. But at least we'll get to the cockpit and salon, I hope. That's our goal, and we're going to work hard at that. So we will show you the beginning of that when we get to the next video.
Thank you all for watching. We appreciate your time and comments. Also, thank you to our patrons. We appreciate you so much. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and click on the bell icon to be notified of our next video.
And we'll see you next week for some fairing and sanding and a few other things. See you then.
Bye.